you go all in to baseball. So much so, bro, that you got good
Yeah.
and got drafted to the Toronto Blue Jays. What was that? What was happening? Tell me about that piece of it.
Yeah, I dove head first into baseball. It wasn't a big learning curve for me. First season I was like an all-star. Because by that time I had studied it so much. I would go outside, and it's funny, like if you go to the house that I kind of grew up in Southfield, Michigan, there's a big tree. There's two big trees in the front yard. And even if you drive past it now, you can still kind of see it. But like I would go outside, my godfather who lived across the street gave me his softball bat, this big metal bat. I was like, man, this thing is huge. And I would go outside and simulate full baseball games by hitting on this tree. I had no ball, nothing. So I would hit the tree, and then I'd, run around, if you got a double, whatever. And hit like this big hole in the tree where there's like all the bark is stripped off, like everything. It was right in front of the house. I'm surprised the house even sold after, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's this huge hole, and I remember my godfather seen me tearing this tree up, and he ended up getting me a tee and a ball.
Okay.
You stick it in the ground, you hit the ball, and it comes back to you, whatever. So that's how, I would do that every day. I would do that every day.
What position did you play?
At first, pretty much through high school, I played first base and I pitched.
Oh.
But interesting, like I'm playing first base, but I'm like the fastest on the squad all the time. And so my high school coach ended up taking me. He was like, yo, we got to put you in the outfield, because if you want to get drafted, they're not going to draft like a speedy first baseman. You got to play.
Yeah.
So he started playing me in center field, and that's what I played. I played center field. Got drafted by Toronto. What was that? June 4th of '96.
Out of high school.
Out of high school. They sent a telegram.
What?
They sent a telegram, dog. So I've got the telegram.
You got the telegram?
Of me getting drafted. I still got it hung up in my room in Michigan. And I was drafted in the 13th round by Toronto.
Did you play?
No, I didn't. And the way that works is I had a choice. I had to choose. So the dude that was I cannot think of his name. I can see his face, but I can't think of his name. What they would do is they would offer you a certain amount of money. Sometimes you would get offered money for books or school or something like that. But they didn't want you to do that, because if you went into school and started playing,
right,
your pro eligibility is done until I think your junior year is how it used to work.
Oh wow! So you got to do that before you register.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So his whole thing leading up to drafting me was, are you going to give us a shot? Are you going to give us a shot? And we kind of had to teeter the line between Toronto and schools, because they were like, well, you getting heavily recruited. Are you going to go pro, or is this something that we can kind of bank on? So, we got schools in one ear, pro in the other ear. And they ended up like Toronto, they offered me some pretty good money at that point. I think it was like 5th round money. It was like $75K to sign.
In '96?
In '96, signing bonus. But the way that baseball works is, at least back then, you were getting an $850 a month salary. So you sign your signing bonus, $75K, but ongoing, you're getting $850 a month, not a week.
Wow.
A month. And so a lot of cats, during the day, they would have to work.
Yeah.
So.
And that's cool for you because you 18 years old, but
right.
For a 25 or 30-year-old
right.
with a couple kids.
Yeah, with a family, you got to make a decision.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we were thinking like, you know, okay, let's say you go in here, you go pro, and, you know, there's so many different levels before you even get to the majors. There's rookie ball, low A, mid A, high A, double A, triple A, then majors.
Oh, shit.
So it's seven levels. And, you know, it's like, yo, what if you get injured? What happens? Then you're out. And then you're 19, 20, 21 years old with no school credits at all. You got to start over. So at the time, I mean, a lot of people don't know. I mean, baseball programs don't have a whole lot of scholarship money to just toss around like a basketball or football. So I wasn't getting a lot of full scholarship offers. I got one from University of Detroit, and I got another one from Western Kentucky. And I didn't want to stay at the crib, so that's where I went. I went to Western Kentucky.